What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dr. Nasty Chronicles Part 1. I'm your host, Dr. Nasty. Oh, I'm feeling good than a motherfucker today. I got on my Reebok pumps from fucking 92. I'm wearing my Miami Dolphins gym shorts. I got on my Inuyasha anime t-shirt, and I'm wearing my gold chain. I got my G Fuel drink in my hand. I'm feeling good right now. Don't fuck with me right now. Do not fuck with me right now. I'm feeling good. Yeah. So I'm going to continue where I left off last time. As Dr. Nasty, I was doing good overseas in Europe. I was living the high life. I was balling out, going on tour all over Europe, getting invited to all these fancy nightclubs, going to all these fancy concerts. I saw some incredible concerts while I was in Europe. I saw the Spice Girls in concert. That's like my favorite girl group of all time. If you want to be my lover. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it was an honor to see them in concert. But my favorite concert that I ever saw in Europe was David Hasselhoff. You know, the Knight Rider, the guy from Baywatch. He's huge in Germany. I saw one of his shows. It was a night I'll never forget. It was incredible. Words can't even describe it. So yeah, I was touring all over Europe. I was getting invited by royalty to do shows. I fucking did a lap dance for the Queen of Luxembourg. I did a lap dance for the Princess of Catalonia. Catalina. It's some part of Spain. It's the northern part of Spain. I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, I was up there too. I was balling out in Monaco. Monaco. Yeah, I was balling out in Monaco. You know, that little tiny country. I was at the casinos every night spending $100,000. And then in return, I was making 5,000 grand or sometimes close up to $1,000,000 from gambling. I was real good at counting cards at blackjack. Also really good with the sports book. Oh, man. Then I got invited to Italy to go to those F1 racing shows. Went to a Formula One show. I sat in front row. Almost got hit by a car. That was an incredible experience. I'll never forget. Oh, man. I was on top of the world in Europe. I was performing sold out shows on a nightly basis. I was doing it all. Selling posters and t-shirts. Selling autographed underwear. Then people wanted me to autograph their underwear. I was signing people's underwear. Bras and panties. And underwear. It was getting to be a bit too much. Oh man, I missed that lifestyle. But it all came to a screeching halt one day. It all came crashing down. Here's what happened. I got invited to a soccer game in England, Manchester United. And I got drunk. And then my feelings came out. I was sitting down in the front row. I was bored, because it's soccer. It was a boring-ass sport. I was just, sitting there, just getting boarder and boarder. By the minute, the game's so fucking boring. I was like, man, this game sucks. Then I threw a cup of beer at one of the soccer players. I was like, put some hustle into the game, man. Make it exciting. Put some hustle in it. I threw the beer at a soccer player. It hit him in the head. He fell down and got a concussion. The paramedics had to come in. The ambulance came in. And they put him on a stretcher. Took him out of there. Then after that, the whole crowd, they looked at him. Then they turned around and looked immediately at me. Like the whole fucking stadium. They were pissed. Because that was their best player. It was some half Arab, half Spaniard dude. His name was Mahmoud Hernandez. He was like the top scorer in that country. But yeah, he was out. and they were mad. So I had to get the hell out of there. I ran the fuck out of there. Dude, it was like a lynch mob coming after me. The whole fucking stadium coming after me, chasing me. I fucking ran down into the subway, hopped on a train, got the fuck out there. Got the fuck out of there. I headed out to the countryside. I hid out for a couple of days, hitchhiked on a donkey. I rode the fuck up out of there. I had to buy a plane ticket, but I used a fake name. Hopped on a plane, got the fuck out of Europe. Yeah, man, I got blacklisted from Europe. Dr. Nasty is banned from Europe. All because of fucking soccer. Like those Europeans, they're crazy for soccer. If you tell them you hate soccer, they will send you death threats. They are not playing. They really like their soccer. Like the fucking soccer team, man, they put out a hit on me. They put a hit on me, man. Like the firms, as they call it. It's like each soccer team in Europe has a firm. It's like a local street gang. You saw that movie. What was that fucking movie called? Green Street Hooligans. Yeah, that's real. That's real shit. So yeah, the firms out there, they put out a hit on me. They put a $1 million bounty on my head. I can't go back to England. I can't go back to Europe at all. Those soccer players are going to beat the shit out of me if I come back there. So I left Europe. I went over to Jamaica. I hid out in Jamaica for about a year. I was doing all right in Jamaica. I was living in a little shack on the beach. I had a hustle. I was hunting sharks. Yeah, I was hunting sharks. I was selling shark meat. And then I was taking out the shark teeth and I was selling the shark teeth. I was putting the shark teeth on little necklaces. I was selling necklaces of shark teeth. And I was also making bow and arrows out of shark teeth, like making shark arrow bows. You do not want to get You do not want to get stabbed with a shark tooth. It will fucking sting. Yeah, I was doing all right. I was making $1,000 a day selling shark meat. And then that came to an end. You know, one of the locals down there, he saw me, hunting sharks with a, what do you call that shit? The crossbow, but it's like in the water. It's like a spear bow. They use that to hunt whales and shit. So I was using a spear to hunt sharks. So I came back to the shore. I was dragging the shark. It was a 500-pound shark. I was dragging it with one hand across the shore, pulling it out of the water. Because I'm strong like that. So I was pulling this shark, about to take it back to my shack and chop it up into little pieces. And then one of the locals saw me. He was like, "Hey man, what the fuck you doing? You can't be hunting sharks like that." And I was like, "Hey man, mind your business. I'm trying to make a living. I don't fuck with you, don't fuck with me." He was like, "No man, I'm reporting you to the authorities, man. That ain't right, man." I was like, "You better leave me the fuck alone." And so then after that, me and him started scrapping. Bop, bop, bop. I dropped him with a left hook. Then a bunch of other people jumped in. A whole group of people jumped in. And then I got chased out of that town. I had to go in hiding for a little bit. Went to another town in Jamaica, about 2 miles north of there. Then I started another career momentarily, briefly. I had a career surfing. I was giving out surf lessons. I was a surf instructor. Yeah, I was doing good. I'm an incredible surfer. Yeah, I was making a little bit of money, not as much as I was from the shark trade. I was only making about $500 a day from the surf training. So yeah, I was teaching people how to surf, primarily tourists. I was doing all right. But then one day, I was training this guy to surf. It was a fat guy. It was like a morbidly obese guy. He was like about 500 pounds. He fell off the surfboard and drowned in the water. Like, he went all the way down to the bottom of the sea. I tried to save him. I went down there. I tried to pull him up, but he was so damn heavy. I ended up dislocating my shoulder trying to lift up his fat ass. But he drowned. I couldn't save him. He died. And that made me look big. That made me look bad. Like, that was the end of my surf instructor career. So after that, I had to leave Jamaica. So then after that, I fucking hopped on another plane using a fake name. I flew back to the States. You know, I was in Texas for a while. You know, I was hustling on the streets. I was playing dodgeball. I was just beating up everybody in dodgeball. Then one day a recruiter was walking by, a recruiter for the Texas A&M college. He saw what I was doing. He was like, man, you're really good. He was like, I'm going to give you a scholarship. So I got a scholarship to Texas A&M college, a scholarship for dodgeball, a dodgeball scholarship. So yeah, my major was culinary. My minor was graphic design. I didn't really do too good with the culinary. I burnt up the kitchen a few times. They kicked me out of the kitchen. I was trying to make escargot, you know, with some snails. I put in too much pepper, you know, and then I raised the flames too high. That wasn't a good idea. So when it came time to taste the food, the teacher, he tasted my food. He was like, that is the nastiest shit I ever tasted in my life. No, man, you're out. So like, just like that, I was out of culinary. But I still had my graphic design. I was doing all right in that, drawing stick figures. I'm like the best at drawing stick figures. Incredible. So yeah, but the school didn't really care about my grades. They wanted me there to play dodgeball. I was on a dodgeball scholarship. So that was my primary focus, was the dodgeball. I didn't care about the grades. You know, I was doing good with dodgeball. Like, I was the number one ranked dodgeball player in the country. I played power forward. You know, I was getting averaging about 12 strikes a game, striking out 12 dudes a game. Like, dude, I was on fire. I was on fire. I was in my prime. The number one ranked NCAA dodgeball player in the country. I was doing good, man. Then we went to fucking Alaska. Fucking Alaska. We went to play the University of Alaska. We flew up there. Uh, that game was a disaster from the moment it started, from the get-go. It wasn't the players that I had a problem with. It was the mascot. The fucking mascot. Oh, man, that goddamn mascot. His name was Frisky the polar bear. Yeah, the University of Alaska, their mascot is a polar bear. He kind of looked like the polar bear from Coca-Cola. He was just harassing me the whole game, just heckling me. He was like, oh, he was talking mad shit. He was like, you ain't nothing. You ain't shit. You throw like a girl. He was like, you're terrible. You suck. Like, he was fucking up my game. I didn't get no strikes in that game. He was getting in my head. And I started talking back like, I bet I could do better than you. I bet I kick your ass, bro. You want to throw down, let me know. And he backed off a little bit, but he was still talking shit every now and then. And then I was about to throw a strike. I had one of the players on the opposing team. I had him in my crosshairs. I was about to land this strike. And then he was like, miss it. And they're like, fuck. He fucked me up. Messed up my whole throw. I was pissed. After that, I was like, fuck it. I just ran off the court. I ran immediately towards him. I just tackled him. I jumped on top of him. Beat the shit out of him. Just ground and pound UFC style. I fucking stomped him in the head. His fucking mask came off. Everybody like, oh. He was a fat hillbilly dude with no teeth in his mouth. And he had a mullet. It's Alaska. What do you expect? But yeah, I just kept going on to town on this dude. Wow, wow, wow. Whooped his ass. Yo, I taught that polar bear a lesson at that day. Don't fuck with me. So, you can assume what happened next. I got banned from the NCAA. My scholarship revoked. Oh man, I was devastated. It's like everything I touch just turns to shit. My shark hunting career, my surf instructor career, my dodgeball career, all gone. They hating on me. Hating on me. It was like I didn't know what to do. I drifted for a while. I left Texas behind. Then I went to Colorado. I saw an ad in the local newspaper. It said stripper needed. So I called the phone number immediately. And then I went back to stripping. Alright, that's my time, folks. That's the end of the Dr. Nasty Chronicles Part 1. See you next time on the Jason Buff Podcast.